The rolling hills of Transylvania, with their mosaic of forest and wildflower-rich pastures and hay meadows, are home to some of the highest biodiversity in Europe. This is even more remarkable because it is a farmed landscape whose shape has been gently influenced by man. Its complex mosaic of different habitats and varied management support the greatest variety of wildflowers, insects including butterflies, and birds and mammals seen anywhere in Europe. This biodiversity is the result of small-scale farming communities and nature working together in productive harmony, as they have done for centuries. These landscapes show how farming can work with and protect nature, but they are threatened by modern economic pressures, and it would be a tragedy to lose them now, just as their value is becoming more widely understood. Their survival depends on farmers, as well as conservationists. Fundació ADEPT has spent the past 16 years working to bridge the gap between farming and conservation in Transylvania. If biodiversity supports farm incomes, farming communities will work together to conserve biodiversity at landscape scale. ADEPT has achieved this by working with local farmers and a range of partner NGOs, developing an innovative approach not bounded by the limits of conventional conservation. One example of this partnership in action is the magical Angofa Valley outside Sighisoara. 5 years ago, funded by Fauna and Flora International, ADEPT bought 200 hectares of grassland in the valley, whose village and land had been largely abandoned 30 years before. ADEPT has restored proper management of hay meadows, visibly increasing the variety and numbers of wildflowers in the grasslands, and protected the isolated trees, tree lines and forest margins that are essential elements of the nature-rich landscape. The Angofa project has also been supported by other donors to restore the abandoned schoolhouse, to build a mountain bike trail linking the schoolhouse to Sighisoara, and to establish a beef herd in the valley, which was essential for getting the grassland back to its former condition. In partnership with Operation Wallacea, the former schoolhouse has become the Angofa Wildlife Centre, offering nature tourism and conservation work that also supports the local economy. Students visit the area to carry out research into wildlife and land use. An inventory of species, many of them rare in Europe, is being built up. Among hundreds of species, bears and eagles are often seen around the Wildlife Centre. Now, completing the holistic approach, ADEPT has begun a partnership with Rainforest Concern, a British conservation charity which protects rainforests and other threatened habitats in Latin America and India, to restore the farmhouse as a training centre and to add their forest conservation skills to the protection of the landscape mosaic. We are developing a landscape-scale nature and farming plan with other farmers in the valley. The combination of the Angofa Wildlife Centre, the demonstration farm, and the nature-rich valley, and the shared vision between farmers, will be a biodiversity and farming model for Europe and more widely in the world. This has come about through close cooperation between a range of NGOs and local farming communities. Alongside other partners, Rainforest Concern is now working with ADEPT to take this project to the next stage. Angofa is only one valley of many in Transylvania that need this kind of protection.